We all need a break sometimes. Even in video games. Every now and then you need to just take some time off from all the shooting, the fighting, blowing stuff up, to just take it easy. While video games are rarely described as relaxing, Spiritfarer passes the time like a pleasant afternoon on a sunny porch near the water, with a cold drink in your hand. It's a delightful little virtual vacation you can download on Game Pass, and I highly recommend you do. Charon has finally decided to retire from the titular gig, and has named Stella, the girl with the big star-shaped hat, as his replacement. With the help of her trusty cat Daffodil, you must guide Stella in ferrying deceased spirits through the afterlife to their final rest. This particular purgatory is a vast ocean, dotted with islands full of spirits just killing time until they can move on. Stella sails between them on a massive boat that you will improve over time with a kitchen, gardens, crafting stations, and even custom abodes for each of your passengers. At its core, Spiritfarer is a crafting game. You will collect assorted materials in order to build a thing that will allow you to craft another thing, and so on ad infinitum. Progress is gated by your ability to acquire more exotic materials that will allow you to craft increasingly complex things, like a windmill for grinding grain into flour, or a foundry for smelting metal ore into ingots, which can then be fashioned into sheet metal at the smithy. You get the idea. As the capabilities of your boat expand, so too will the amount of chores necessary to keep it all running smoothly. You'll be so busy watering crops and pulling weeds you won't even have time to go fishing. But you really should, because it's a lot of fun. While every boat has the same buildings, there is a great deal of creative flexibility in arranging the structures to ease and quicken your traversal. I set up a series of zip lines that made it easy to cross the entire deck and ascend to the tallest point in seconds. But that was merely one option among many. No two players' boats will look the same. The building and maintenance of your boat will take most of your time, but Spiritfarer breaks up the monotony and adds a little action with some platforming sections. Stella can run and jump around on the various islands, collecting resources and chatting with the locals. Most just have something funny to say, but others will beg for your help, send you on errands, or ask you to retrieve a particular item for them. As new abilities like the double jump and the dash are unlocked, Stella will use them to gain access to new areas and even do some light puzzle solving. Some spots on the map will initiate platforming challenges on the boat itself, having you chase down ghosts or try to catch lightning in a bottle. Eventually, Stella will be scampering all over that boat like a parkour master in their home neighborhood. None of the platforming is particularly difficult, at least not until the endgame, and there is no fail state. You can't lose or die, so you can just keep trying until you make it. As someone who struggled to beat even the first Mario game, I was never stuck anywhere long enough to get frustrated. Even the section I found most challenging was beaten after only 4 tries. What sets Spiritfarer apart from the other crafting games I've played is that it actually gives you a reason to make all this stuff beyond because you can. The goal of Spiritfarer is not to maximize production, build the most efficient machine, or even turn a profit. Your only objective is to keep the spirits in your care comfortable and happy, so they can eventually confront their unresolved issues and finally move on. Interacting with this beautifully illustrated cast of characters is what makes Spiritfarer something truly special. Each spirit has their own personality, complete with unique quirks and tastes. As in real life, food plays a huge part in how you get to know and connect with new friends. For example, each spirit has a favorite dish, and you can figure it out by preparing different types of cuisine and gauging their responses. A character with a taste for fine dining is unlikely to get excited over a bowl of plain rice. But there are some spirits who don't like anything too fancy, and even a vegan. A spirit's mood will improve after they've eaten a meal they like, which will make them open up in conversation so you can learn more about them. Eventually, they will ask you to build them a custom house on the boat, and will request various additions and improvements to it. You can also do quests for them, or just give them a hug. Happy spirits make the journey much more pleasant. They will help out with chores, gather extra resources, and even play musical instruments on the deck. One of my favorite moments in this game was when I managed to get Atul on his flute and Gustav on his fiddle playing together at the same time. When a spirit is finally ready to move on, they will ask you to take them to the Everdoor. Once there, they will impart whatever last wisdoms they have before an emotional farewell. I shed a tear for Atul's passing, and I'll admit I kept poor Gustav on board long after he was ready to go, because I just couldn't say goodbye to him. Who would have thought I would miss his pretentious, long-winded lectures on art history? The charming art style and fluid animation really brings these characters vividly to life, such that by the end of the game, they feel like old friends. Even though the end of this journey be death, the company makes it all worthwhile. If you could use a video game vacation, Spiritfarer is a relaxing, laid-back experience without being shallow or frivolous. Despite its simplicity, its story and characters will leave a lasting mark on any who visit. It's just a good time, and I highly recommend it. So that's it for this Doc Awesome review. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did, and I will see you next time.